Welcome to our drive-in exposition at San Diego Mesa College. Please listen for descriptions of the artworks on display. Thank you for joining us.
Kumeyaay Land Acknowledgement. We acknowledge that San Diego Mesa College resides on the ancestral homeland of the Kumeyaay Nation. We recognize their connection to this region and offer our respect to their elders as well as past, present, and future generations. We extend gratitude to the Kumeyaay peoples for allowing us to live, work, and learn in their traditional land.
Father and Son is a mixed media piece by Jenny Armour, inspired by memory, what it is, what it means to her and those around her. She takes someone or something out of the image and then adds to it in a different way to try and retell the story, sometimes with the influence of her own memories. Aloe Blues by Lucy Boyd Wilson. Always inspired by the flows and processes of natural environments, she seeks to evoke a sensation of wonder for a vibrant living world. It is a moment captured from an animated experience of shifting hues and sparkling energy.
Christopher Ferreira's Take Me With You Green No. 2 is his return to the seduction of lowrider aesthetics and the poetics of reclaimed bodies. The classic American car, still a symbol of social status, masculinity, and of a bygone era.
I Woke Up Today is an abstract work by gay Filipino artist T.J. Santa Ana, which evokes memory and nostalgia through explosive movement and vibrant color to explore themes of line, space, and time he believes are seated within his subconscious.
Bhavna Mehta, her piece, How We See, represents two digital drawings about perception and imagination. The visual system is biologically complex and made up of several nodes of information that come together to make an image that we see.
We Shall Be Riding Dragons in the Future to Melt Ice is a word art piece by John Calavita, created with the belief that art plays a very important role in social justice movements to help frame, symbolize, and communicate ideas and identity.
Michelle Monjoy, her piece represents a series of 3 flags marking pivotal points in the pandemic. Using the flag as signal or solidarity, these words reflect questions I can answer and the need to keep asking them.
Coronavirus Painting by Victor Angelo was completed in quarantine. It represents the global pandemic from more than one perspective. Each entity in the painting maintains a certain amount of space from one another and social distancing. Its comprehensive spectrum of color signifies diverse communities affected and the ways we live our lives. Hysterical by Remy Dalton is a part of her Dream House painting series dealing with the issues of privacy and surveillance, love and safety, and isolation and community. Fractured body parts are scattered in a fetishized pink bathroom, and the hysterical cry of YouTuber Trisha Paytas, pictured in a photograph in the mirror, reverberates through the scene.
Sophia's piece, Coloring Place, is a representation of the urge to record the places she has known, from Northern California to Central Arkansas to her current home of San Diego. Sophia boils the materials to release the inherent colors of the land.
Joseph Delani, Out of Frame, Tree Trunk, 2019. Out of Frame is a photography series focusing on the basic elements of form and color. The purpose is to break the boundaries of how traditional photography is framed and emphasize the leading lines and colors that drive an observer's attention. Sarah Frey, Together Alone, 2020. This piece was inspired by the increasing amount of loneliness and isolation felt in society, which was further exacerbated by the current events.
Lawrence McHale, his piece, Perception is Reality, gives the message that it's time to end systemic racism and have that uncomfortable talk with ourselves and those that are more privileged.
John Lewis, Rest in Power, an art piece by Kristen Obo. This portrait is about a man who was a beacon of hope, perseverance, inspiration, compassion, and love. He lives in each of us who have committed ourselves to justice and freedom for all living beings.
Sora Gallagher, Touch No. 2. This piece is part of a series on rape, trauma, and recovery. It deals with the complicated feelings of touch, wanting and fearing a hug, a hand on the shoulder feeling like not enough, not too much at the same time.
Steve Harlow, his piece Arabella is based on a screenshot of Michaela Cowell on a video call with Trevor Noah discussing her project I May Destroy You, using visual quotes as well.
Ghosted by Remy Dalton is a part of her Dream House painting series dealing with the issues of privacy and surveillance, love and safety, and isolation and community. Emoji ghosts allude to an equally cute and creepy haunted house filled with the ghosts of exes past and Snapchat stalkers.
Created by University Heights artist and graphic designer Andrew Senna, The Speechless is a digital piece that voices a concern on the loss of meaning in a digital age and the silencing of independent voices by the larger mass.
Katie Flores' Summer of Love, 2020. Katie Flores is a prolific and passionate painter with a natural eye for color and spatial relationships. In this piece, she shares her passion for color and gives a nod to one of her favorite painters, Frank Stella.
Judith Perenio's The Place That Was reads like an ancient pictograph where people return to a village to live off the earth as they did before. Perenio creates a visual dialogue about the earth's frailty and beauty and her own desire to preserve it. In her piece, Ultimate Truth, Oakland-born artist Johanna Poithig combines a warm palette, photography, and text to create a foreboding piece as a way to address socio-economic and environmental crisis within California and around the world.
Scott Gengerbach, Shot in the Back, 2020. Scott is a mixed media artist residing in San Diego. He states, "Until there is reform, there will be no end. Racism is rampant. Our system of policing must be rebuilt."
No Justice, No Peace by Michael Chavez is a depiction of the many events that occurred after the shooting of George Floyd in response to police brutality, all of which are valid responses to the constant injustices forced upon Black people and otherwise marginalized people in this country.
Katie Flores, The Summer of Love 2. The impact of COVID was particularly hard on individuals with disabilities attending programs for community engagement. The Summer of Love paintings began after stay-at-home orders were lifted and Katie leased a studio. The joy in this work is infectious.
Janice Grinsell, her piece Kiss of Death reveals vulnerability and intimate emotions that reflect fragment pieces of her emotional status and perceptions. Janice captured her audience with raw and instinctual iconography and afraid of portraying the art of being human.
Shayna Ray Dowling, The Answers Aren't Down There, I Already Looked, 2020. These paintings appear like cutouts, referencing pop culture magazines and consumerism, both that tend to romanticize party lifestyle. They represent the often private and shameful moments associated with drug addiction. Christopher Ferreira's Take Me With You, Red Number 1, reveals the loving care given to a vehicle inside and out, evoking an intimacy shared between the car's body, its owner, and the Lowrider Club members, bound by camaraderie and the common love for the culture.
Kaylin K. Murillo, her piece, Too Long a Sacrifice Can Make the Heart a Stone, focuses on transition and repetition through color, texture, and high-touch surfaces. Ginger Liu is a Californian-grown professional mixed media artist. Her piece represents without diversity, this country is not whole. She spent her time teaching art to children at a multicultural art school to create her own work. John Olenek, his piece, Maintenance, is a digital image of a hand-painted image, describing what is visible is disturbing and what is obscure is incomprehensible. This painting is an experimentation in light, form, and color. John's artwork combines the aspect of photorealism and abstract art.
Pleasure Seeker is a mixed media self-portrait by San Diego-based artist Elizabeth Salam. Through imagery and typography, Salam creates an emotionally charged piece that explores personal narratives of trauma and healing as well as race and addiction.
Shayna Ray Dowling, The Loneliest Place on Earth, 2020. The painting highlights the fact that many people who suffer with drug addiction do so in isolation. The illness is very stigmatized and many people die before asking for help.
Created as a response to the tumult of this year, Smoking City is a digital painting by artist Christopher Tucker. Tucker highlights pressing social justice issues within the country and touches on environmental issues through his use of dark hues and caricature.
The World on Fire, a painting by Katie Carrion, represents that unrest, distress, and fear we are all feeling right now with the current climate, politics, and social issues that are presenting tragedies every day.
Kristen Francis' collage Surf Number 1 plays with the idea of dissolution and renewal by combining surf images with prints of historical paintings, cutting them up in ways that represents the physical attributes of water, and then intertwining the resulting patterns and shapes.
Inspired by her friend's home, Barcelona Blues is part of a series created by binational artist Yvette Roman while traveling. Roman's watercolored work of a woman in Bath weaves memories of loss, self-discovery, and personal insecurity. Hercules Beetle is an illustration created as part of a series in a children's book by artist Gail Schneider. A native of New York's Hudson Valley, Schneider created the book for her grandchildren, whose illustrations incorporate stick figure cartoon and lifelike colored sketches.
Building Community by Michael Chavez shows how we can create community by cooperation on various tasks that benefit us as a whole. Caring for life will build a stronger social and physical environment that benefits everyone and everything involved.
Blam is a still frame from a short animation film created by artist Jen Steffi. Drawing on a multitude of influences, Steffi's approach is quick and expressive in her use of digital media to express a hope for unity through a simple gesture.
Don Massey is a motivated artist who creates by a desire to leave a positive mark on the people in his life and communities. His piece serves as a visual call to keep pushing through obstacles.
Goodbye Mesa is a rumination of the artist Cindy Zimmerman on her years as a professor at Mesa College. Framed by a westward exit from the original campus, the word welcome juxtaposes a view that beckons us into an uncertain night or a possible goodbye.
Welcome to our drive-in exposition at San Diego Mesa College.